Hey guys, how are we doing? So we're back on another film theory video. I'm really enjoying these, really enjoying these. They're funny, yet informative, and come up with some interesting ideas about stuff. That Attack on Titan one with the yeast was like, what? Wait, what? All it took was him mentioning the manga panel, and I was like, oh, okay, that's actually quite interesting. So we're back on another film theory video about Death Note. This is going to be interesting. This is simply called How Deadly Was It? Let's get into this.
I've set things up so theories will continue to appear over the next 3 weeks. Just watch me, theorists. I'll make dinner with my right hand and write theories with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
Oh my god.
My leftovers and reheat it. I'll play Mario and beat it. I'll open the script for Doctor Who Part 3 and complete it. Well, maybe not that last one.
Dude, that was such a weird... I love that he does like a comedic opening. It's quite funny. Stupid thing to say. I love that he does a comedic opening. It's quite funny. Of course it's funny. It's a comedic opening. Anyway.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory.
Yeah.
So, here's a fun fact. When I'm at conventions, one of the most popular things I'm asked to sign are people's recently purchased Death Notes. It makes me wonder whether they're fans of the show or just haters who want to end the channel by any means necessary. Either way, I'm totally in the clear since I don't take chances and sign with a misspelling of my name.
Ooh,
it's totally
clever.
true. The paranoia is real. Seriously, if you've ever asked me to sign your Death Note, check it out. Usually what I do is I attach a little bit of extra text at the end where I'm like, haha, this isn't how I actually spell my name. Also, side note, apologies to any Matt Pats out there who spell their name with a double T.
Oh,
anyway,
no.
today we're talking about Death Note since Netflix just released a live-action Death Note movie. And since I'm writing this episode before it comes out, let me just cover my bases here. Man, it was the worst. I mean, L in public, Light second-guessing himself? I can't believe that they didn't stay true to the original anime. Or, wow, it was so great, right? Ryuk was perfect, and they nailed his character. Sorry, I
liked
hate to make
it.
you work like that, but I thank you
And
for going
I
the extra
am
mile and inserting
happy
the appropriate of the two
there's a
responses.
sequel
So let
coming
me just
out.
put this out
But
there.
that's not what this video is about.
Love the original anime. It's like
This is what
25
it's
of the
about.
best written episodes ever put to a TV screen. But Mad Pat, there are actually 37 episodes. Like I said, 25 of the most tense, densely plotted episodes ever put to air.
Yep.
For those of you unfamiliar, main character Light Yagami has it all. The top grades in his class, the attention of all his female classmates, and a magical notebook that has the ability to kill people when he writes their names in it. Okay, so one of those things is not quite like the others. Unlike most people who get kinda icky over the prospect of killing people with the flick of a pen, Light sees this as his opportunity to purify the world of evil, taking out all the world's criminals and in the process becoming the vigilante known as Kira. And no, that's not a racist way of saying killer, his name is actually Kira. Along the way, he attracts copycat killers and plays an intense game of cat and mouse against the brilliant,
Yes, he
deductive mind of a
does.
mysterious detective known
Al.
only as L. It is, without question, my favorite anime. But
Boss.
as I get ready to watch the Netflix movie, it suddenly occurred to me, we spend so much time zoomed in on the personal conflicts between Light and L that we, as the audience, lose sight of the larger conflict here. Just how many killings are happening. Over the course of the series, Light has some epic montage sequences.
Yes, he does.
Well, about as epic as you can get when the action consists of writing people's names down.
They do such a
The
good job of it,
entire
though.
point of these
They really do.
montages is to illustrate the extent of these killing sprees, but when it comes to the question of how many names were actually written into the Death Note, things kinda get blurry. So today, I'm working to get the best
Okay.
estimate possible for how many lives Light cut short during his reign as Kira. Now,
Oh.
I say estimate since most of his killing occurs off-screen, meaning we can never get a 100% accurate number.
How are you gonna
said, though,
do
we can get close
this?
if we know 1, the duration of time during which Kira is active, and 2, the rate at which Kira kills. So number 1, how long does Kira kill for? Well, it's a simple question that has a complicated answer. You see, for one thing, there are a total of 4 people who operate under the Kira alias at one point or another, as Light creates these complex notebook handoffs in his attempt to evade capture. Making matters worse is that sometimes multiple Kiras are active at the same time, with as many as 3 Death Notes at play. Fortunately, we have access to the complete time-stamped list of all the major events that happened throughout the series, thanks to the handy timeline that was printed in the bonus 13th volume of the
the
manga.
13th
And it
book.
bears mentioning that yes, this is a timeline covering the manga, however, it tells the exact same story as the anime, only time shifted 3 years earlier because it came out first. They kept the months and days consistent from manga to anime, only changing the year by 3 years, so really the absolute time that Kira is active remains the same. So now, spoiler alert, I'm about to show you a timeline mapping out the whole series, so go binge watch it and then come back here.
Cool.
Seriously, it'll be a great weekend activity for you. Everyone back?
Yes.
Great, and here it is. Yep, it is a lot. 6 years of killing spread across 4 main Kiras using 3 separate notebooks and a partridge in a pear tree. Add to that the police, the mafia, and whoo boy, it is more confusing than Light playing musical notebooks in the woods. But at this point, we have a solid idea of how long each of the Kiras was in operation. As expected, Light was the longest at 2,033 total days. The second Kira, model and actress Misa Amane, is only active for 67 days, primarily because she was less interested in killing for justice and more interested in getting into Light's life. Light's life. Kyosuke Higuchi is Kira 3.0, active for 136 days, and finally Teru Mikami, a devoted disciple of Kira, holds the note for the shortest amount of time, only 61 days,
it
and
wasn't
he's
very
also
long
the
at all, was
most enthusiastic about it.
Delete! Nice.
Whoa, backspace on up there, buddy, because now that we know who had a death note and for how long, we can calculate how many people each of them killed based on their rates of killing. Man, if this video doesn't get flagged by YouTube as being advertiser unfriendly, it will be a miracle. So the key to estimating Light's rate of killing lies in his first encounter with Ryuk, Light Shinigami, or God of Death. When Ryuk first appears, we learn that Light's been writing the names of criminals in the Death Note for 5 days.
Several Death Notes have made their way into the human world in the past, but you're the first to have written this many names. Look at how many people you've killed in only 5 days.
And look we do. The show gives us a glimpse of his open notebook where we can observe that he writes names divided into 4 columns and 39 rows each. That's a total of 156 names per page. That clip also shows us that Light's already completed 2 full pages, a total of 312 names.
That's a lot of people.
If we take the lowball estimate and assume that Light only has filled those 2 pages in the 5 days, then the average comes out to 62.4 names per day. Now realize that this is only an average. Light obviously isn't writing exactly 62 names every single day. For instance, there's one day where he kills exactly 24 criminals, 1 every hour, to make a very specific point to L. And then on the days where he's under surveillance, he probably kills fewer criminals. But we also know that Light likes to queue up criminals to die even on days
you can set them up for certain times, can't you?
In his death note. So what matters here is the average, not the exact he writes down on any given day. So that 62.4 is a good baseline. Then comes the 5-year intermission after Light defeats L, during which Light is acting completely uncontested, assuming the role of Kira at night and the role of the new L during the day. And as you can imagine, since he's a serial killer leading a task force out to catch him, he's not too good at his day job. During this period, a narrator tells us that the Kira killings accelerate.
In the summer of 2012, Kira's killings increased at an unprecedented rate.
Light's first 5 days as Kira are a pretty good representation of what an unimpeded Kira looks like. He comes home from school, does his homework, and then spends the rest of his free time writing names in his notebook, like a lovesick middle schooler. When Light defeats L, he still has to perform his day job with the police task force.
Of course.
And at night, Misa is also distracting him. Wink, wink. Don't you hate it when the blonde actress/model who adores everything that you do pulls you away from your nightly killing spree? So let's assume that the rate of his killings during this period doubles per day. It's nothing too extreme, just an extra 60 or so names at night because he has Misa helping him do research. Running those numbers across his 2,033 days as Kira gives us 242,112 names in the book. Hold up, 242,000? Approximately 62 names per day times 365 days, doubling for when L is defeated, and run that for 5 years. Yeah, that number checks out. And that's a conservative estimate. Think about that, 200,000 names. That's more than the populations of 47 separate countries. In fact, near the end of the series, Nier, his name is actually Nier, calls the Death Note
the deadliest weapon of mass murder in the history of mankind.
That's a pretty tall order, but when you actually look at the numbers, it's true. The third Death Note alone, the one Light Yagami used during his 5 years uncontested, killed more people than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima at the end of World War II, which was itself the single deadliest attack in recorded history.
In the end, you're nothing more than a crazy serial killer.
Oh no, Light is much more
More than
dangerous.
that.
The term serial killer specifically excludes war crimes and government-sanctioned killings, and by that definition, Kira comes out on top by a huge margin.
Jesus
Some of the
Christ.
deadliest serial killers in recorded history, Luis Garavito and Pedro Lopez, have fewer than 200 known victims, while Kira's number in the hundreds of thousands. Even the
Odd.
deadliest conventional serial killers are around only 1/10 of 1% as deadly as Kira, and that is just light. We still have
Whoa.
3 other Kiras to discuss.
Oh my
Misa's number
God.
is just a drop in the bucket compared to Light's killing spree. Only around 400. She had a short run and only killed for attention. Any killings that she does do during that 5-year intermission period are more for helping out Light's total, because he's the type of person who wouldn't allow that power to anyone else. He probably
No,
wants
he definitely
savor
wouldn't
all
know.
that writing
He needs to
himself.
make
And
sure
as we
he's
see during the
in
montage for
charge.
that segment, they're both on computers together researching, but he's the only one that we ever
Writing.
see writing
Yeah.
names. When the audience learns that Higuchi is the 3rd Kira, we see his notebook laid out on the table, and it shows that he's written a total of 64 names, 16 rows across, 4 columns. If that's what's in a day's work for Higuchi, then that would make his daily body count almost exactly the same as what we calculated for Light earlier. An average of 64 names per day times 136 days works out to 8,704 people
Christ.
dead at Higuchi's hands. And lastly, Teru Mikami. Out of all the Kiras, Mikami holds his death note for the fewest number of days, but he fills in 1 page per day. That might not sound like much, but 1 page for Mikami is serious business.
Yeah, that's a
With
lot.
over 6 columns and 76 rows per page,
Whoa.
Mikami is executing a whopping 456 people
A
every
day.
single day.
Wow.
I'm not sure what's more impressive, the number of names that Mikami manages to write every day, or that he manages to squeeze them all in there. Mikami might not
Jesus.
be the brightest when it comes to executing Light's strategy, but you've got to give this guy points for penmanship. With a
Wow.
total of 61 active days, Mikami's total kill count tallies in at 27,816. 27,000 people in 2 months. So to recap,
Whoa.
the tallies are Light Yagami 242,112, Misa Amane 392,
Yeah.
Yuki Higuchi 8,704, and Teru Mikami 27,816, adding up to just under 280,000 total
Jesus
victims.
Christ.
280,000 people dead. To
That's
give you a
mad.
comparison, that is just shy of the 300,000 Americans who died during World War I.
Whoa.
The only wars to kill more U.S. soldiers were World War I, II, and the Civil War. And remember, this estimate is a conservative number. We don't see proof
could
of it,
be
but
more.
Misa could absolutely be more active during that 5-year intermission if Light allowed her to be, and Light himself could definitely be more aggressive in his writing if he wanted to be.
Oh my
For
God.
an even better comparison of the vastness of the number of people these guys are killing, consider this. When we see Light's notebook open, yes, we see some Western names, but there's also a few names written in Japanese. This makes total sense since the series is set in Japan, and Light's first language is Japanese,
Yeah.
so it would just be an easier place for him to target. In 2009, Japan's prison was 75,250, just a fourth of Kira's total kill count. In other words, during his 6 years, he could have exterminated Japan's entire prison population and still had time to deal with the rest of the world's
Wow.
criminals. That said, the U.S. has a few more people in prison, 2,217,000 to be exact.
Whoa.
So even if Kira's efforts were entirely concentrated on the U.S., it would have only been around 13% of the total U.S. prison population.
Wow.
Furthermore, worldwide, there are 874,100 people murdered last year.
Whoa.
Holy jeez, that's a huge number.
That's a
So
lot
even
of
if
people.
Kira
Jesus
only
Christ.
targeted murders, his total number of killings over 6 years would only be 32% of the total number of murders in 1 year. Oh boy.
Had your wife, had your kids, had your wife. That's amazing.
It's a scary place sometimes. And I gotta be honest, Light, for all his purging the world talk, made it a bit scarier. You see, even though he sees himself as the embodiment of justice,
I am
Justice.
he kills innocents along the way in order to stay out of prison. Ray Pember, Ray's fiancée, 11 FBI agents that were sent to investigate him,
That was
El
quality.
Watari. Then, of course, the killings that were done by the other Kiras. Light justifies these deaths as necessary in his quest to bring peace to the world, and in truth, those people make up only 1/10 of 1% of Kira's total death toll, but Is he right in this assessment? When we say that Kira killed 279,024 criminals, that's under the assumption that all of those people were guilty. But what that doesn't take into account are false convictions, which happen more frequently than you might think. According to the National Registry of Exonerations, the number of prisoners being released as their crimes are disproven has been increasing since 2011, a rate of 3 exonerations per week. Other criminal justice studies have shown that in the U.S. specifically, as many as 4.1% of death row inmates in the U.S. might be innocent. And that's only in the U.S. and only for people who've been convicted. We know that in some cases, Kira simply targets suspects. If 4% of the people Kira sentenced to death would have later been exonerated, that means Kira has killed over 11,000 innocent victims. Not quite the drop in the bucket that light seems to think it is. There's also plenty of other issues that exist in the criminal justice system. For example, in the U.S., 94% of all cases are decided by plea bargains, where people confess guilt to a lesser crime to avoid the risk of being convicted of something more serious, even if they're not guilty at all. They just don't want to run the risk or waste the time in trial. Some estimates put the number of innocents who are currently serving prison time due to plea bargains at around 20,000. And Japan has a big problem with wrongful convictions. Suspects arrested for questioning can be held up to 23 days, during which the suspect isn't allowed to have contact with an attorney. There's even one case where a prosecutor threatened to kill a suspect during his interrogation. Japan's conviction rate is, get this, 99.8%. Let me make this easy for you. If you're in court in a Japanese courtroom, you are going to prison. Just stop wasting your time. Get started on your prison sentence and get it over with fast. It's a system where guilty until proven innocent really prevails. And in Kira's eyes, they're all guilty, regardless of the evidence. By the end of the series, people and governments just send him names. With Light killing hundreds of thousands of people, you think he's got time to check each and every one? So what's the upshot here? Is Kira truly justice? Well, let me give you the numbers and you can go debate it in the comments. Near the end of the anime, we find out that by the end of Kira's 6-year reign, the world's violent crime rate has fallen by 70%.
Since Kira's appearance 6 years ago, wars have stopped, and global crime rates have been reduced by over 70%.
A 70% decrease in the number of worldwide murders would decrease the number of killings in a given year by 611,870. So by killing an average of 46,500 people per year, around 2,000 of those being innocent, Kira prevented over 600,000 murders every single year. And that's not even mentioning all the other violent crime that went down. This is the dilemma of Death Note. Light is clearly a villain, saying he's driven by a better world, when in actuality his ego and lust for power are his true driving motivations. And yet, you can't deny he got results. So was he right all along? The show provides no clear answers, and remember, it's all just fiction, but it raises a great debate. A debate that hopefully I was able to help you out with by providing more accurate numbers so you can assess the situation. And although I can't answer any of those questions definitively for you, I can at least present you with one final and slightly lighter question related to Death Note. Could Kira kill Goku? Spoiler alert, the answer is obviously yes, but go ahead, debate it in the comments, because remember,
why would you just throw that at the end?
Theory, a film theory. Cut.
Brilliant. Like, whoa. What's going on here? Oh, is this meant to be the title? There's then stuff to click on. Damn. Kira killed a lot of people. That was a lot of people. Those big numbers there, man. That was some big numbers. But like he said, that was just a theory. A film theory. I love these film theories. They're great. I was like, whoa. It's like, yo. Ugh, excuse me. Ugh. Pain in the chest now. So. Oh, no. Someone's wrote my name in the book. I got a replica Death Note somewhere. Anyway. That's slightly off-putting. Thank you guys very much for watching. What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys, all of you guys, next time.